Hello, little drama club friends. So I have created a very weird and awkward video to help you guys highlight and contour because I do realize how complicated highlighting and contouring may seem to some of you who have no idea how to do makeup. It's literally trial and error, and I don't really care if you get it perfect or correct as long as you know how to do a little bit of it. So when you are on stage, the stage lights tend to be a little more harsh in terms of how bright it is. So because the lights are so bright, it really kind of flattens your face, and you know, your features are not as defined basically. So the purpose of highlighting and contouring is to just accentuate certain features of your face. Highlighting is meant to bring forward certain features, and contouring is meant to bring back certain features so that, you know, the features that you highlighted will come forward even more. Definitely a little more dramatic than your everyday regular makeup, so I do realize that I look a little ridiculous, but that's just what stage makeup is. It's supposed to be dramatic, heavy, not your everyday makeup. But without further ado, let's highlight and contour. So before you apply your base or anything after that, what you want to do is get a primer. So this one is my favorite. This is the Nivea Men Aftershave Balm, and I use this because one of its top ingredients is glycerin, and that's what allows the foundation to kind of stick to it. So when you apply it to your face and rub it in and allow it to get sticky or tacky, it kind of acts like a glue. I have some in my hands right here, and what I'm going to do now is just really rub it into my face. And I really strongly suggest a primer or your foundation because it helps elongate the wear time of your foundation. So it's starting to get a little sticky and tacky, so now that means it's time for the foundation, right? I'm using a beauty blender. You guys don't have to get a beauty blender. You can get yourself some cosmetic sponges for much cheaper, but I just like using it because it applies the foundation nicely. And I wet it just a little bit so that it helps distribute the foundation better across my face. So now we're going to move on to highlighting, and the purpose of highlighting is to bring forward certain features, such as here underneath your eye and your cheek area, the bridge of your nose, your forehead, chin, and right underneath the contour area, like right here. Okay, so for a highlighting shade, I just have the Makeup Forever Camoflauge palette, and I know this is actually really expensive, but drugstore companies really do have nice highlighting shades. I would suggest NYX, which you can get at Target or any beauty store, or Maybelline. They have nice stuff too, or L'Oreal. I would really suggest those. Or if you're really not trying to break bank on a one-time thing, try using e.l.f. Their Balm too. So I'm gonna take this, right, and going for my inner corner right here of my eye, bringing it down to the end of my nose, and then from there you want to go upward toward the end of your eyebrow so that it kind of looks like a little boomerang, and then you're gonna fill it in so that you kind of end up having somewhat of a downward triangle like that. Now for underneath the contour area, like here, what you want to do is find the bottom of your ear, right there, and then draw a line straight towards the edge of your mouth. And this will help bring out this part of your face and make it look a little more defined as well. And then going in and applying it right on my chin, then going down the bridge of my nose. I forgot to tell you guys that when you're wearing foundation, always blend it down towards your neck, because you don't want your face to be like one color and then your neck another color. So this is pretty much what your face should look like. I just did this side just to save some time, but yeah, these are the areas that you should highlight so that it can bring out these features of your face. And what I'm going to do now is take the beauty blender and just blend it out. So now we're going to move on to contouring after we've blended out our highlight. And contouring is meant to push certain features down and also to help define your face as well. So areas that you would want to contour is the perimeter of your face and your jawline, the sides of your nose, maybe underneath, you know, your lip if you want to make your lips look more pouty. But in general, contouring is really to push features back so that other features can come forward. Okay, so if you're trying to find a nice highlighting shade, what you want to do is go at least 2 to 3 shades lighter than your own skin tone. And if you're contouring, what you want to go and do is go 2 to 3 shades darker than your own skin tone. So contouring is supposed to basically mimic the illusion of shadows, and what you want to do is try and find something that's a little more cool toned, and by cool toned, basically it's not supposed to look tan, you know what I mean? Here's a prime example. This is the Covergirl Ready Set Gorgeous Foundation in shade 320 in Soft Sable. This is a prime example of cool tone because it looks more natural and less tan. And this is an example of tan. This is the same foundation in shade 315 and it looks a little more orange, and this is what you would use typically for bronzing. I'm going to use this to contour, and I'm actually mixing it with a little bit of my own concealer so that it just kind of looks better with my skin tone, or it just kind of matches my skin tone a little more, because you don't want to go too dark or too light. You want to stay within that nice range. So I took some of that CoverGirl foundation in 320 if I'm not mistaken, and I mixed it with a little bit of my concealer. So the foundation was 3 drops and the concealer that I used was 2 drops, so it should be in a 3:2 ratio, and it helps kind of accommodate to your skin tone. For example, if you have lighter skin, try not to go too dark in terms of contouring. Of course you want it a little more heavy, but you don't want it to look too light either, because remember, we're under stage lights and it really kind of flattens out the face. Okay, so I'm applying my contour here on the perimeter of my face. So I'm going to start with the forehead. I'm going to apply it here on the outer part of my forehead, like so. And then for my contour area, or the hollow of my cheeks, I'm finding the top of my ear right here and kind of the middle of my eye, like so. I'm going from there, and then I'm going to bring it down toward the middle of my eye, and I'm extending it downward just a little bit. And the brush again, and apply it right to my jawline and sort of onto my chin as well. Alright, so I'm taking that, and what I'm going to do is just blend out with my beauty blender. Alright, for the nose, what I'm going to do is go down the sides of my nose, right on the side of the nose bridge, like so. And then bring it all the way down to the tip of my nose. So you basically kind of look like Squidward. You know what I mean? This is optional, but this is just the way that I like to contour my nose. So as you can see here, you're going to find the tip of your nose and go a little bit above it and just draw a little curve so that your nose kind of resembles something you'd find in like an anatomy book. But yeah, just an interesting shape. I always love contouring my nose because it looks like this. So contour. I like using my fingers because I feel like the beauty blender is a little too big for this small of an area. A little small. Alright, so what you want to do now is set your makeup because we will be dancing and I don't want us to sweat all our makeup off. So please use powder after you do apply your foundation. So I'm using this translucent powder. And I say translucent, you know why? So I can sound fancy. Like I am ballin', like I am living the life. But honestly, truly guys, this is Johnson & Johnson baby powder because your girl balls on a budget. Your girl does not have enough money to go into Sephora and be like, let me get myself some Laura Mercier translucent powder. Alright? Your girl does not have enough money to buy herself some Laura Mercier translucent powder. But you know what? To certain people out there who are just willing to buy me anything that I want, I don't know, it would just be a nice anniversary gift, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Then I'm going to take a cosmetic sponge and I'm going to bake, basically. Basically applying an extra amount of powder to certain areas that you get oily, or areas that crease a lot, like here under the eyes, because you have folds there and little lines from aging. So I'm applying it here so that it soaks up the oils of my foundation or concealer, and it helps, like I said, elongate the wear time a lot. And you want to leave it there for a good like 5 minutes so that it just helps set the makeup. You know, I've been getting a lot of makeup this year from the same person. And he was just texting me. He was like, Adele, you know, you're such a great girl because you don't ask for much. I was just like, oh, thank you. You know what I mean? But let me tell you, sometimes this kid calls me up and he's like, yo, Adele, I'm at Sephora. What do you want? And you know, you have to play it off like you don't want anything. You know, because that's just not the way you were raised. So you have to be like, oh, you know, you don't have to get me anything. But the real feeling on the inside is like, I want everything in that store. But, you know, you have to be like, you know, you don't have to get me anything. You know that's not how you feel. You know you want everything at that store. It's like the inner Kermit, you know what I mean? So after a little while, what you can do is just dust off the bake. This is optional, but I like doing this because it helps my under eye concealer last a little longer. So I'm going to finish off with some powder. I have the NYX contouring palette. It's a little pricey, I'm not going to lie, but if you're going to be in drama club, you really need to invest in makeup. So this will be nice to help you last you throughout your high school drama club career. So I'm taking the darkest shade in the palette, and what I'm going to do is apply it on the perimeter of my face so my features look a little more defined on stage. So like I said, I'm applying it here on the perimeter of my face. And I am shading in the areas where I applied my contour. And you want to be a little more heavy-handed because, again, the stage lights are a little harsh. So to give you look ridiculous in real life, because on stage you're gonna like popping. Oh yes, girl, get that contour, get the highlight. Right, I'm gonna do my nose, and I'm shading first on the sides of my nose. Basically, draw 2 lines down the sides of your nose bridge, and draw here around the tip of your nose. And like I said, this is optional, but I like drawing a little curved line right on the tip of my nose. And the last thing I'm going to do before I do the lips is the setting spray, and it just helps your makeup last longer. And the last thing I'm going to do are my lips. Try to find a nice moisturizing lip color. Hey guys, I was looking through the footage and I realized that I did not make a conclusion, and I really apologize. It's just that I have to go somewhere like right now. But yeah, I do apologize if the video caused any confusion, but if you guys do have questions, there is the comment section down below, or you can DM me in the group chat, or if you want to, I'll give you my number in the group chat so y'all can text me on your own time. But yeah, this kind of concludes the video, and I don't really know how to end videos, and I don't want to do the comment, like, subscribe, because it's just weird. But in the words of myself,